Well, hello there guys and gals, the Welsh Hunter here, and I am here playing a very cool yet slightly tricky point-and-click adventure with unusual findings. Now this was developed by small Argentinian indie studio Epic Llama, still love the name, published by ESDigital, or because there's a capital D in there, you could call them ESDigital if you want, whatever you prefer. Anyway, this was released on October 12th, 2022 for a price of £15.99/$19.99 in the US old dollar. So yes, this game is out right now and you can find it on pretty much more or less everything. You can get it on PC, PS5, PS4, Xbox Series X/S and the Xbox One as well. Now, this is just about an hour's gameplay showing you the unique styling and the excellently written story. Today's video, by the way, is sponsored by ESDigital, so I do want to give them a huge shout out and a massive thank you. Also to Epic Llama for creating the game, and the folks at Stride PR for giving me the opportunity to show off this awesome game. Also, just to let you know, a proper 100% achievement guide will be on the way very soon. But for now, as I said, thank you again for ESDigital for sponsoring the video. I will be showing you the unique stylings, and yeah, well, let's crack on with it, shall we? So we start a new game, and we're immediately thrust into the epic Space Invaders, which if you were a young person growing up in the 80s and 90s, this was all the rage. It's not Space Raiders, as I originally called them. No, that's crisps. But straight into Space Invaders, which is exactly what you want. And then, of course, we've got the weird flex dad who wants to ban us from doing everything for apparently exploding our neighbour's garden. You can't tell it was me apart from all the things which I helped to create the stuff within my pockets. But never mind. So, this is basically your sort of very sort of classic mystery game. But what you're going to see, you're going to get a whole lot of references, which especially if you grew up in the 80s, this would be a dream for you. Me, I grew up in the 90s, so a couple of things I ended up getting. Some other things sort of dumbfounded me a bit. But again, that's because apparently I'm very ignorant towards the 1980s. Just what 90s babies do, apparently. So Weird Flex Mustache Dad there takes all our stuff because we blew up somebody's garden. Apologies, it wasn't my fault. It's just that mustache. I need that mustache. My one is disgusting. But yeah, so as I said, this is a game that it is set in the 80s. You're going to, like I said, we are going to basically immerse ourselves in the era. There's going to be loads of throwbacks. Basically, you know how Family Guy likes to do like 70s and 80s throwbacks? Well, this is going to be the same. We're going to have references like the Goonies, the Lost Boys, and of course, the main thing is that we are going to have to solve a pretty big mystery. And it's exactly not like Scooby-Doo and the gang. No, this is Vinny, Nick, and Tony. Now, what you can also see with the controls here, it is very, it is your pretty much standard point and click in terms of button prompts and things like that. So obviously it's the A button that you can skip through the dialogue if you want to. When you click on an item as well, you will have three options. One is going to be talking to said personal object. One is looking at said personal object, and the other one is basically sort of grabbing / interacting with certain object / person. So we have a look at the window box. As you can see, it'll say search window box with the hand icon. That is what we use to interact with things. You can also open up your inventory with the Y button if you want, or you can go down. Now, it's behind the Welsh Hunter sign there in the bottom left hand corner, but it is like a little inventory bag as we go ahead and talk to Nick. So you can either open up the inventory bag there, have a look at that, press the Y button, or you can skip through by pressing the right bumper and left bumper. Now, again, you can obviously go ahead and search loads of things in this game. You can obviously speak to a lot of people as well, and you can pretty much automatically just go through all of the dialogue options if you want to see people's different reactions to things. For example, old Nicky here is, well, he's hilarious. He's a hilarious perv, as it were. And I will get into more on the characters in just a little bit. As we go ahead, we do need to. I mean, it is pretty sort of simplistic when you know what you're doing, but there are quite a few times, especially later on in the game, when the mystery when the mystery deepens, that it can get a little bit tricky. Now, also, there are 3 endings to the game, so this isn't. I say it's your standard point-and-click adventure when it comes to button prompts and things like that, but it's not your standard point-and-click adventure when it comes to the story. The story, as I said, is fantastically written. But as I said, because of the 3 endings, a lot of choices that you make and a lot of items that you pick up and dialogue options, they actually do matter in this game. So if you end up picking one option, you'll end up getting end in B. If you pick another one, you'll end up getting end in A, etc, etc. So this game does have a lot of replayability, and I am all up for that. So rather than it just being like an hour long, or you know, half hour to an hour long, choices don't really matter, and then it's job done. No, this game completely, we're going to have a look in the wardrobe here, so go ahead, grab the wardrobe, take a look in there, let's see. Let's see what a teenage boy's got in his wardrobe. That's not what we don't want to do. But you need to obviously get the wardrobe key in there. So again, pressing the Y button again to open up your inventory if you want to do that. But sorry, as I was going to say, yeah, this game completely sort of throws that out the window. So there is a lot of replayability. And the other thing about it is, it doesn't get boring. Which I have completely enjoyed. I completely enjoyed it so far. So we're going to pick up some batteries there as well. But yeah, that is the one thing that it just does not get boring. Because of there is obviously a lot of dialogue in the game, but because of a lot of choices do matter, there are just loads of paths to take, and it still stays nice and entertaining. Now, in order to combine items, as you can see there, go into your inventory, press the A button to pick one thing up, and press the A button on the other item, and that will easily combine.
Here. Did we miss anything?
No, not really.
So here he is, the Milky Bar Kid, Tony, Macaulay Culkin from Home Alone. Except he's obviously neither of those things, he is just Big Tony from Unusual Findings. But this is what you normally find in the 80s.
My grandmother.
So, once again, like I said, in the majority of point-and-click adventures, you will get dialogue which will not make a difference. As you can see here, I've just unlocked an achievement. What you will get in this game is you will have to go through the game picking specific dialogue options pretty much from the start of the game in order to get different achievements to unlock, plus obviously different story endings and different story branches and story arcs, etc, etc. So again, that is definitely, that has been one thing that I've enjoyed about the game so far. This isn't Naked Chicks, unless we are watching Total Recall, of course. And if you, well, If you will get that reference. If you know Total Recall, you'll get that reference. Although it's kind of not exactly Total Recall, because that just looks like one giant boib with 3 nip-nips on it, but rather than 3 giant boibs that were on Total Recall. But this apparently is not what Nick the Perv is looking for. So things are going on, things are getting sweeter and sweeter. Now the mystery really begins. So if you go ahead and sort of take your time, talk to all the, because there's a whole bunch of great characters in the game as well that you can have a look at and you can speak to. Obviously, loads of things to look at as well. If you do really take your time with the game, it can take sort of up to 4 hours to get an ending. If you wanted to get all 3 different endings, this game can probably take you then up to sort of maybe about 12 to 15 hours, maybe even a little bit more. So there is a lot of, as I said, there's a lot of gameplay, there's a lot of replayability.
Let's get moving.
And you will enjoy it because it'll be something different every time. So here comes the montage. The 1980s is a go. Nobody used cars back then. Hey, not like today where every damn kid's on the iPad. No, you used to go solving adventures with about aliens and stuff back in the 80s. Please forgive me, I assume not everyone in the 1980s exactly speaks like that, but you know what I mean. That's how it sounds when a lot of people get annoyed at kids watching iPads these days. So here we are into the woods then. It is going to start. Now what we are going to do actually is there is a little piece of pine, or a big pine, just to the right of us, which we need to grab. Obviously, as I've already said, you will get 3 options: to look, to see, and to use. And obviously we're going to be using not the steam pipe, not the water, but we will be grabbing the big vine right next to us, or the big pine, big tree. And there we go, got there eventually. So remember, if you already like the look of this game, remember that Unusual Findings here is out right now. It was out on October the 12th, 2022, and you can find it again on PC, PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4, Xbox Series X/X, Xbox One, and the Nintendo Switch as well. Sorry, I did fail to mention that earlier. This is on the Nintendo Switch as well. So, we're heading to the left. Now, it's going to start getting not that creepy because we are apparently about to be wolf food.
Those are not the aliens. Those are...
I knew this was a bad idea.
Quick! Pretend to be bigger!
Wolves, go away! I've got a mortgage to pay!
Really?
Oh, if only it was that easy to get rid of people who want bills off you. I've got a mortgage, go away, shoo. Okay, no problem. If only it was that easy. But 'tis not. So, apparently acting aggressive towards wolves always helps. My life advice there. My actual life advice would be don't act aggressive towards wolves. In fact, try and stay out of woods that has wolves in it altogether if you can. Top advice from me once again. I know.
Other than our life.
Are you sure?
Okay. Though, but that sound
If that was an alien...
Now, another thing that I do have to say about the game is the actual artwork. The pixel artwork in this game is... One, it's a fantastic retro throwback, which of course is what we all enjoy, especially those of us who were young enough, well, I say old enough now, to really appreciate this sort of art style back in the day. But it also looks sort of quite modernized as well, so it's got a hell of a retro modernized look, and it's tricky to get right. So again, I have to pay a high set of compliments on the way the art style is portrayed in this game. It's actually fantastic. Okay. Didn't expect that one. So we've got Thing, who's supposed to be, I mean, it looks Slenderman, but what's the opposite? What's the opposite of Slenderman without being offensive? Substantial. Substantial Man, I think we'll call him from this time. So the alien called Substantial Man, or Considerable Man, or Abundant Man. No, I think we'll stick with Substantial. So it's not Slender Man, it is Substantial Man. He's just completely smashed open a police officer, stabbed him square in the back. And now, now the mystery really begins. And again, I gotta say, another compliment that I do have to give about the game is it's not. We've played point-and-click adventure games in the past where, how can I put it? How can I put it nicely? The story sort of fizzles out, and honestly, I'm looking at Backbone, where the beginning of Backbone was absolutely fantastic. Looked like it was going to be a thrilling mystery, and it sort of fizzled out towards the end, sadly. This hasn't. This doesn't. This does not fizzle out. This keeps you going and keeps you wanting to find out what the hell's going on more and more until you get to the very end. So, it's another good compliment for this game. Really not a lot wrong. There really wasn't a lot wrong. I enjoyed this game an absolute crap ton, to be honest. An absolute hell of a ton. So into the ranger station, we're going to speak to Ranger Jack. Now, normally, rangers in small towns such as this normally don't care because nothing really goes on. Except Broski there has a dead bear just chilling on the left-hand side. What? just because why the hell not? So, yes, so obviously what we do, now I'm obviously going to be showing you all dialogue options with every single character, because everyone has a good different personality as well. Everyone has a good unique personality. You've got Ranger Jack here, for example. He's more interested in writing a novel than he is in police work, which you can find, I mean, you can find a lot of British police doing that as well, to be fair. Except they just can't be asked doing anything as well. That's why when someone has a crash on the road, that's why it takes about 16 hours of the day to move that car slightly over to the left a bit. Just joking, British police keep us safe. Yeah.
May we help you with your...
Well, tell me if you have any good follow-up for this situation. The protagonist finds a piano with a bomb attached. A woman faints after seeing a
About the mysterious tall man.
Yeah?
Yeah, a big trap, so he can't escape.
Then, like, why he killed the cop, or why he's on this planet.
What are you talking about? In fact, plot twist. But now he's part of the Empire and is into some dark...
That sounds suspicious.
Pfft, nonsense.
May we help you with your writing?
Well, the protagonist finds a mysterious...
Now, just while we are talking here to Ranger Jack and Ranger Troy. Ranger Troy looking more like he's got a hell of a Buzz Lightyear chin, I'll give him that one. But if you were wondering about Epic Llama and what games they have previously made as well, was Darkestville Castle, which was released on consoles in 2020 anyway, and I actually have that one, which I do actually need to put up a guide for as well. That was also published by ESDigital or ESDigital Games as well. So, and that was a very enjoyable one as well. So here's hoping that Epic Llama are just going to crack on with these point-and-click adventure games, because for me, personally, I love a point-and-click adventure game. Generally one of my favourite genres. And Epic Llama keep delivering it so far, in all fairness.
Tell me if you have any good a piano with a bomb. A woman, the protagonist and his friends are confronted.
About the group...
5 angry hyenas confront the protagonist.
What if the protagonist...
Hey, and it makes sense. I heard that,
Yeah.
I'm not convinced. They are not honey badgers and...
Shut up. I'm going to start writing about it. And you.
A bear trap.
No.
Now also another thing with dialogue options that you will find is you can only get extra items in your inventory by saying specific dialogue options. That's why if you're just going through a sort of blind playthrough or whatever, it's always worth just smashing through the dialogue, seeing what old Buzz Lightyear Chin has to say, and getting a few inventory items. Of course, when my achievement guide does come out for this in just a little while, obviously I'll be telling you exactly what to pick in order to get it. But for now, it is just such a chilled and enjoyable experience. Why it keeps you on the edge of your seat, because you are trying to find out why the bleeding Jesus is an alien here. Why is Substantial Man here trying to kill us? I don't get it.
Rangers missing?
Someone attacked a ranger in the Green Woods. We saw it.
This is something.
I don't know, a few minutes.
Gotcha. I knew you were messing with us.
Yep, you were right.
You've gotta believe us. The ranger we saw was blonde and skinny.
There are no skinny rangers in South Plains.
There's an alien in the woods!
Hey, Jack, did you?
I wish I did.
Sorry.
Yes, we.
Can you at least call the central station and ask if someone was sent to check Green Woods?
Okay. Samantha,
Yes, Troy.
was someone sent to the Green Woods tonight?
No, Troy. Did something happen?
Nah.
Good night.
Are you happy now?
We saw something weird in the woods.
You shouldn't be alone in the woods.
And you don't want to be wolf food.
But we saw a big creature.
A bear?
No, it was.
I hope you're trying to play a prank on us. Otherwise.
Now, one thing that this game does remind me of, actually, is the full throttle for the point-and-click, point-and-click epics such as, Full Throttle, Day of the Tentacle, Grim Fandango, all the point-and-click classics. But this is definitely, this definitely reminds me of that. It's obviously not exactly the same, but it does obviously have elements, being the point-and-click that it is. And those three were fantastic games as well. So this generally is right up there. So we are just heading back now to our house. We've obviously seen our neighbour's exploded fence before, or our neighbour's exploded garden. Again, we tried to prove that it wasn't us, but, we did have remnants of ash and stuff in our pockets. So, well, pretty tricky to get through. So obviously, just to, as we've seen, walking forward here, now we are going to see the garden. So it's now looking, sorry, Mrs. Johnson. Well, what can we say? What can I say? We flubbed up, man. So again, it's what I enjoy doing as well. Things like having a look at just random things like the crater here. Trying to talk to it, trying to just look at it and trying to interact with it as well. Just to see what bits of dialogue options comes up. Because there is so many unique bits of dialogue line for absolutely everything. So that, it's always worth doing if you just want to, like I said, if you want a chilled yet hell of a mysterious experience, that's what we'll be doing. So we're going to pick up the bottle off the floor here anyway. Again, you can have a little look around. We are actually going to go to the world map, but for some reason, instead of going right, I ended up going all the way to the left. Well, it gives us a chance to see our tree house and our house again, doesn't it? But I do have a question to ask. Were all the houses in the 80s as good and nice as they always appear to be in, games and films and TV and stuff? As we head to Tony Street, one thing I did forget to mention here, it's Christmas time, oh Christmas time. So let's take a look in the trash box. Yeah, just take a look. Have a look, you got some guy there wrapped up in his old Christmas decorations. I got no idea what's going on, dog. But again, it's one of those that in the majority of places that you will see and that you will find and look in, 9 times out of 10 you're going to find an inventory item. Sometimes it's useless, sometimes it's not. So, and again, what I'm showing you is, for one, some of the voices on these characters are incredible and hilarious. And one specific one I will mention in just a bit when we get to him. But I will just, again, go through every dialogue option just to see what it is like. And also, apparently, we can see if it is fun to make video games. Pretty much this guy is going to sum it up all at once for us here.
Extremely unfair in the clues it gives.
No. You will realize there are subtle clues in the comics, toys, and cereals on how to beat the game.
Do you know how?
Yep, that's why we made the...
I heard the game is impossible.
You want to know how to beat it?
Can you tell us how to find the unicorn too?
No, I wasn't involved in that part of the game. Is making video games as fun as it's... Yeah, making games is awesome! Do you like coding? No. Do you like doing art? No. Do you like No. Then... you're you're not going to enjoy making games that much. Goodbye. Goodbye, guys.
Okay, since we are all done speaking to Old Man Jenkins here, we're now going to climb up into Tony's room. What the hell? Is there any naked chicks on the TV yet? No, it's still just the old alien head. So if you want, this is what we need to do. We need to grab the Geiger counter here off the shelf.
Great idea.
Or the book desk. Because of course that's what happened in the days. There was no iPads. People had to watch books. People had to read books. You kind of watch TV. Yeah, right. It didn't rot your brains like the iPads do and the YouTubes do these days. I also grabbed the cartridge as well. So we'll be grabbing these.
May I have it?
And then we'll be able to get straight back out of here.
Sure. But supposedly, when you turn it on, the screen just goes blue or white. I guess he wanted me to repair it.
Time to put that Geiger counter into action. We're going to head to Nick's Street, which looks very, Kenny from South Park, but no, I'm just joking. So again, obviously pressing the Y button, of course, to get out your inventory. You don't use your sort of inventory items much within the sort of first hour of the game, but especially towards the end, and especially when the mystery really unravels, that is where we are going to, that's where you start. That's where you start seeing some more action. A lot more action as well, especially with Substantial Man. And Substantial Man is about to appear once again.
Look what we got here.
What do we got here?
Yeah, what did we get?
I don't know. A spear?
It has a weird shine to it.
This definitely came from outer space.
Do you think it's linked to the alien?
I don't know. It has some kind of button here. I wonder what would happen if I pressed it.
Quick, hide!
He's gone.
This is definitely linked to the alien.
Whatever this is, he...
Okay. Now we...
Just don't touch that button again until we have set up our trap.
Kind of mad how he's just sort of roaming, chilling through the streets, and nobody else is, a bit scared or a bit concerned. Nah, nothing like that. We're off into Nick's house, and of course what we do, we're just going to speak... Now this is a classic 80s throwback here. Again, all I'm doing personally here is just speaking to Kevin, having a look at what Kevin says, and the girl on the phone as well.
Hi, guys.
But of course, this is another classic 80s throwback. These days, everyone's got a mobile phone. Nobody had to wait.
Waiting for my turn.
Back in the day, there were people who had to wait to speak on the phone. Even sort of during the sort of early 2000s. Remember as well, dial-up? Anybody remember dial-up internet? You can only use the internet after 6 PM because that's when it was free. For some reason. And also when somebody was on the phone, the internet would cut out. Now I've had many an angry time. I remember boosting Bioshock 2, trying to get some online achievements right there. And my mother was on the phone for about 3 or 4 hours right during a boosting session. So I looked like the jerk, which was very depressing. But yes, it's a classic 80s throwback in this game.
Why are you...
What's on?
Why?
Hey,
Have you seen anything unusual tonight?
The hamster was already dead when I arrived.
what?
Nothing!
Goodbye.
Bye, guys.
Hello.
I'm trying. No, a friend of my brother. Yeah. No, the one that looks like a lizard.
Hey, I'm still here.
I'm on the phone.
I thought I was the one who looked like a lizard.
Have you seen anything unusual tonight?
Raoul is dating Mary, but she doesn't know he was with his sister last week. But Mary made out with Raoul's brother that same day. Everyone is talking about that.
We were asking you about...
Well, maybe Raoul's family's from Argentina, but it's still impolite to refer to people like that.
Forget about it.
May I use the phone?
No way.
But Diane, it's something important.
No freaking way. Wait your...
Who are you talking to?
None of your business.
It's Rebecca Watterson, right? Tell her I said hi.
My brother says hi. No, Nick. She asked me to tell you to stop stalking her.
I don't stalk her. I have a friend that lives near her house.
What friend?
Willie... Wilson?
That's like the worst made-up name ever.
So we head outside after this one, after we're all done. You bear, you know, with the sort of mini Michael J. Fox there. Yes. Mini Howard from The Big Bang Theory and mini Milky Bar Kid. Some top nicknames there. Have a look at the trash can, of course. We're going to find some more items. What's... No, another good thing about this game, because it's plenty. Oh, here we go. We're talking to Robert the Bum. Now, this guy's voice is just...
Hello? Are you guys?
Yeah, it's just insane. It's a hell of a voice, and I do admire the voice actor who come out with that particular voice. That's incredible. It sounds like Marge Simpson if she was, you know, smoking 40 cigarettes a day and on the old whiskey bisky. Sort of. Or it kind of sounds like the frog from the Budweiser adverts back in the day. Whoa, Budweiser.
Are you on something? Oh,
What did it look like?
she was made out of light and was about the size of...
Where did you see it?
She was flying around. I was...
You have discovered us. We are goblins.
I knew it. Now please tell.
Those are leprechauns.
What?
The ones with the pot of gold, those are leprechauns.
Yeah, we don't even have a credit card.
What is the point of talking to goblins?
I don't know. We can tell you to burn stuff.
Or you can help us to complete deeds for a big...
I know how your magical reward. Y'all trying to cheat me.
Are you drunk?
Let me think about it. No. What? Yeah.
You know anything about the message on the wall?
Yeah, it was Mr. Morrison. He used to be a nice guy. He used to make some...
Then what happened?
I don't know. One day, and believe me, my standard for defining a sane person are extremely low. Suddenly he believed in all kind of crazy conspiracies and weird mumbo-jumbo. It is sad. Why you ask? He steal your pot of gold?
No, just curious. You do something other than drinking in the street?
Well, I collect pony trading cards.
Do you have the whole album?
No, currently I only have 2 trading cards. One with a pink pony drinking tea,
I already have that one.
and another one with a naked...
That's...
That explains...
Did you see anything unusual tonight?
A big...
Where did...
Ow!
Did you...
Again, what you'll obviously be hearing as well is a lot of the background music. Obviously, it's the 80s, so it's going to be referring to a lot of 80s music, and it just... It's a mystery game, but the music in the game is so upbeat and so uplifting that it just makes you happy to play. So you can't actually beat that one again. So great music there. Rabbit the Bum. We're off to Vinny Street now, but Rabbit the Bum. Yeah, kind of reminds me of John DiMaggio as well. Everyone should know John DiMaggio, the voice of Bender from Futurama, but we're heading back up to the treehouse now. And what we're going to do is actually look, again, you can have a look at, there's a few posters. Of course, like I said, there's always everything and always something to look at, always something else to look at. But if you want to continue, we need to search the old fridge to find something which, well, you don't expect. If you're hiding something, it's normally, you know, something that you don't want your parents to find. In this case, it's a pony thing. It's a pony cartridge and a pony magazine or something, but hey, each to their own, you know? Each to their actual own. But yeah, one thing I was going to say about the world map. It's sort of big, but very small. It's a very compactful map, which again is very good because what I personally don't really enjoy in games is when it is just a massive map and there's loads of places to go and it takes a while to get there. I'm always happy with a sort of big / small map, nice and compactful, where you're not getting too confused. And that's what, again, it's another good thing about this game. The game has lots going on, lots of choices to make, but it is very sort of relaxing and simplistic in the way of it doesn't make you go absolutely here, there, and everywhere, and you go in 20 minutes off the end of the map and things like that. So it's very enjoyable in that sense as well. So as tricky as the game can be, in terms of the world map, it's simplistic, it's good, it's what we want, because you don't want it to be too massive. Now let's go to Earl's farm. And since this is October, of course, wow, we got pumpkin picking, boy. We got this. Let's pick the pumpkins there. And a scarecrow, and I enjoy pumpkin picking. I do like a good pumpkin pick. See, it's got everything. It's Christmas, but apparently it's still Halloween on Old Earl's farm. So, I mean, it's Christmas in the game. That's exactly. So, basically, it's going to end up being Die Hard. If they ever release an Unusual Findings 2, it's going to go from searching aliens to climbing this one big tower, Bruce Willis style, and, you know, having that be a Christmas film, which it is a Christmas film. Argue with that amongst... argue with yourselves amongst... argue amongst yourselves which you think is right. That's what I'm trying to say. You have a look in the old truck there for some fertilizer, then you can go ahead and speak to old Earl boy. He's just sitting chilling. He's done enough pumpkin growing for the last few years. Yeah, now.
Hi, Earl.
Hey, kids. Lovely night to be outside, isn't it?
Yeah, kind of.
So, what the hell are you doing on my property?
We saw something in the woods and thought it may have headed this way.
Hunting, huh? Look, I have no problem with you guys shooting around. Please be careful where you aim. I don't want to lose more cattle to gun accidents.
You don't have any livestock left.
Oh, I had to calibrate my new rifle. Well...
Have you seen anything unusual?
Yep.
What did you see?
3 kids in my farm out of nowhere.
No, I mean, have you seen any weird-looking animal?
Oh yeah, I saw... Can you believe it? What the hell was he... It made me laugh so hard.
Where did it go?
To Ducky Heaven. Or to my fridge, if you don't believe in God.
Oh.
Is that a fishing net?
Yeah, but it's...
Can you lend us your fishing net?
No.
To catch...
Let me think about it. No.
Is that a fishing net?
Can you lend us your fishing net?
No. I'm using it.
To catch...
Let me think about it. No.
Can you loan us some weapons?
No. There are 2 things that a man should never let another person take from him. His weapon and his wife. That order of priority. I mean, if someone took your wife, it could be painful. But at least he can't shoot you in the face with her.
How is the farm going?
There's not much to do on the farm at this time of year, so it's kind of...
Don't you have any
I like hunting, but I already reached my quota.
Don't you like anything...
Yeah, I also like fishing though. I usually fish at the farm stream.
Goodbye.
See ya.
Yo, Earl. Your name is Earl. Can we borrow a pumpkin? I just like doing the pumpkin carving and stuff. I don't like eating pumpkin, but I do enjoy the carving. I tried making a Pokemon. Tried making Ghastly, the Pokemon once, and it just looked like a pie. So yeah, didn't bother with that one again. Still enjoy it, but there we go. So we're having a look at the Bulls Caravan site now. You have a little look in the trash. As I said, there's always something to do in this game. It's literally not just go here, go there, job done, everyone. There's always something to look at. There's always something to talk about. There's always something to do. It really does keep you entertained, which you can't beat it. So after this anyway, you're going to head in. You're going to speak to the bull. He's not obviously a literal bull, as we grab a couple of items there. But we will speak to the bull. We will also play, again, it's another classic game. We will be playing a game within a game. Ooh, ooh.
Hey kids, you here to play some more video games? I got a new...
We need your help! There's a killer creature from outer space in town!
Holy shit, what?
Are you going to help us?
As much as I want to lend a hand with space hunting.
You are playing video games.
Oh yeah, these things can be real addictive.
So, are you going to help us?
No, I really can't. You see that guy over there?
Yes?
My client wants it back. I have to make him talk.
Can you do that later? He can't
No.
But there is a creature from outer space here, in South Plains!
Believe me, kiddo. If they think I'm double-crossing them, they will come for me. Even if the whole cast of...
What did that guy steal?
What do I always tell you?
That stabbing someone is easier if that someone doesn't know he is about to be stabbed?
Yeah, but what else?
The less we know about...
What game are you playing?
Maze Quest. Oh, this game is awesome. Did you know that if you beat this game, you can send a letter with a code to the developers of the game? And you can win a golden crown! A real solid golden crown!
Tubular!
Yeah, finally a game that inspires some emotions and real...
Can you help us hunt the alien?
I would love to, but I can't. I'm in the middle of something important.
Could you help us dig a hole?
I know, but right now... Wait a minute. You need me to dig a hole?
Yes!
Does it matter where I dig it?
It has to be in a secluded area near town.
Perfect. I know the guy over there buried what he stole, so once we know where it is...
Okay. What game are you playing?
Maze Quest. Oh, this game is awesome. And you can win a
tubular!
Now, for everyone who used to game in the 80s, the 70s and 80s, these are the kinds of game we can say, like, obviously you don't have to play this. This isn't something that you have to do. But what you can do here is interact with the game console itself, and we can actually play it. And again, it's another interesting thing about this game is the fact that you can do much more than just the basic thing. Obviously, the basic storyline is we're going to try and find out what the hell this alien is, but it's the fact that we can play games within a game. I always enjoy that aspect. We're going to pick the fourth door here on the very right-hand side. But yes, I do really enjoy that aspect where you can play little games in other games. We're going to pick the fourth door here again. In terms of achievements, sometimes games do that and you have to get like a high score as an achievement. Let's pick the third door. And that obviously gets very, very frustrating. So I like it when it's just... pick the first door now on the very left. But I like it when it's like this. Small, short games. But it's not tied to, you know, you getting absolutely frustrated, having to get the high score in something or whatever. So yeah, apart from this, and of course, if you did grow up in the 80s, the 70s, you will remember games like this. I don't, of course. I was a Sega Mega Drive. The Sega Mega Drive, Nintendo 64, they were my consoles when I was growing up. The 90s kicked it. The 90s did kick it. Also, it doesn't matter what dialogue option that you pick here. You can pick any one. You're going to get it wrong. And then we can get out of the bull's sight.
I told you this.
Now we can head back to the right, and we can go back to the world map. Now, of course, as I've probably mentioned already, but I will mention it again just in case. Just in case we head back to Earl's farm. In fact, we're not going to Earl's farm here. We are going somewhere else, but while we're just doing that. Unusual findings. Hopefully you've enjoyed it so far. It has been an absolute great game. Like I said, it was out on October the 12th, so it is out right now. And for £15.99 / $19.99 in the old US of I. Let's head here right at the very sort of bottom left-hand corner, and we're going to input the infrared bulb into the sign light. And of course, like I said, you can get it on all consoles as well. So you can get it for PC, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, Xbox One, and the Nintendo Switch as well. So lots of opportunity. I might actually get this on the Nintendo Switch myself, as well as Xbox.
Oh, no, you don't. That's like the...
Of course, back in the 80s, it was the Commodore 64. Now, as I just mentioned, it's a whole lot of other consoles. PlayStations, Xboxes, Nintendo Switches, PCs. And, of course, again, you're going to have to argue amongst yourselves which is better, because, of course, you've got the PC Master Race, and you've got the console peasants. Whoa, the fight continues. So if you wanted to be a perv, like I just was there, unintentional, I just wanted to see what they would do. I thought they were whispering to each other, but no, maybe not. We're going to grab the WD-404 penetrating oil can. Because, of course, that's always what you do in point-and-click adventure games. You will always pick up a whole bunch of random stuff and put it in somewhere where you don't actually have anything. I don't know where you put in a whole can of oil right there, because you ain't got a backpack. But Mini Michael J. Fox knows how. He is on the case. So, this time then, we are going to be heading to the bridge. So, again, there's roughly about... Now, if you, like I said, if you were wanting to take your time with this, between 3 and 4 hours is what you can get. There's literally roughly about 13 minutes left in the video, just showcasing you, of course, like I said, the hour's gameplay. So I do hope that you are enjoying it so far. The video, and if you end up getting the game as well, I hope you enjoy, you end up getting the game as well. So we're going to talk to Carl, who sounds suspiciously like Robert the Bum from earlier on. Hilariously. Marge Simpson on 40 cigarettes.
Have you seen anything unusual tonight?
Oh, I know what you mean. That your guitar was freaking huge. I was so distracted by that almost crashed the van. You saw it too, right?
Yeah, we saw it.
Did you notice anything unusual afterwards? Temperature dropping, radio malfunctioning, compass going crazy?
No.
Have you seen anything unusual tonight?
Oh, I know what you mean. That your guitar was... I was so distracted by that almost crashed the van. You saw it too, right?
Yeah, we saw it.
Did you notice anything unusual afterwards?
No.
Have you seen anything unusual tonight?
Oh, I know what you mean. That... I was so...
Yeah, we saw it.
Did you notice anything unusual afterwards? Temperature dropping, radio malfunctioning, compass going crazy?
No. Why the hell would I...
Is the bridge broken?
Under maintenance. It's not the... But... Just give that idiot Andrew a few more minutes.
Have you seen anything unusual tonight?
Oh, I know what you mean.
Did you...
No.
Have you...
No. Why the...
Could you lower the bridge?
Is there an emergency going on? No. If there's an alien invasion, I get the bridge...
Have you seen anything unusual?
Oh, I know what you mean. That your guitar was freaking huge. I was so distracted.
Yeah.
Did you notice anything...
No.
You seem pretty busy. Is there any...
Yeah. You see that skinny guy over there?
Yes?
That's Andre. Could you please point out to him what cable of the green...
Okay.
Andre, I'm sending over some kids to help you find the green cable.
Now, I will give Andre some props right here, the skinny worker, as he's called. It must be tough being colorblind. Me, I'm not colorblind, but I do struggle to tell the difference between colors. So, you know, if it's like orange and yellow next to each other, red and orange, green and brown, blue and purple, that sort of thing, I do struggle with it. So what are you going to do anyway? You're going to speak to skinny worker Mr. Andre. And again, you can have a look, you can blast through all the dialogue as well, just to see the unique dialogue choices that Andre is going to spout us. But eventually, we are going to need to help him, but we need to tell him to use the blue cable. Telling him the green cable is the correct one won't actually do anything. You need to tell him the blue cable.
Oh no. Like clean the things and then you adjust them both and check them juice. It's pretty technical stuff. I think you're too young to get it.
Usually, it's just motors, pulleys, and counterweights. I'd say it's fairly easy to understand for someone of a young age. It's not like, I don't know, Boole and Algebra.
Or girls. Have you seen anything unusual Have you... Can we help you with...
Not at this moment, everything.
You have...
Nope.
The man over there told me I should point out the cable you need to work on.
Oh yeah! Being colorblind can be annoying sometimes. Thanks. I guess that's it. Or not. I must be...
Can you open the bridge?
Oh.
But what if there's an emergency?
I'm working on this for the people crossing the bridge in the future.
Can we help you with something?
Not at this moment, everything.
You have...
No.
The man over there...
Oh yeah! Thanks. Or not.
So eventually I got there in the end, but it is the blue cable. After you say, can we help you with anything, Andre? Andre 3000, Andre the Giant, Peter Andre. And scratch that last one, actually. Scratch that last one. But again, and you know what? We're not even an hour into the game. We've taken our time with it, but there are still so many more characters to see, which again is just great. It's great that there's a whole sort of wide range of characters that we can find and interact with as well, rather than it just being, you know, the 3 kids and a couple of people that you talk to throughout the game. It just keeps giving. This game does keep giving, and it's great. And obviously, we can affect certain relationships with these people as well by saying certain things and not saying certain things, etc. And that's what it is like throughout the entirety of the game, which is just great. So a bit of back and forth here. Instead of them going to talk to each other, we're going to give him the number 5 wrench. He's obviously going to mess it up more. And it's all about to kick off between Andre the Giant and John DiMaggio, the frog from the Budweiser advert.
Hey, there's something funny going on with the bridge.
It's a short circuit. You should check it before...
You know too much. Something tells me you had something to do with it.
It was all my fault. I gave him the wrong tool by mistake. It wasn't my intention to cause any trouble.
It's okay. If it's anyone, you were just trying to help. Anyway, and didn't try to. Carl, are you there? Yes, what is going on? I think that they're catching fire. Can you come help? Oh my god! The hell are you doing? Are you trying to burn it? It ain't my fault. How the hell did you set this on? So, after the guy goes, he says, Andre, I'm gonna kick you in the butt.
That was an attempt at me trying to impersonate the guy there, but it didn't seem to work. So, never mind. You need to grab the nail clippers and finally use the nail clippers with the extension cord.
It worked. The cable's free.
And that'll be it. Then we can head off back to the right, back to the world map. Oh, Christmas time. Oh, Christmas time. Let's go to the shopping street. Now, as I said, there's roughly about 5 minutes left of gameplay from me. And if you have a look there, I thought that said Darkestville Castle then, to be honest. I thought they just added in their own little game. Remember Darkestville Castle? Remember to play it. But this is basically now going to be the last thing that I'm going to end up showing you. So, as I said, a whole wide variety of characters in such a compacted, kind of small / big map as well. That's what makes this game, again, just very enjoyable. The fact you can just speak to so many people. The fact that you can talk to them about so many things, whether it's good, whether it's bad, and like I said, that impacts your choices and impacts your relationship with that character later on down the line. And it can also help and sometimes not help in terms of puzzles and the game progression and story as well. So if you choose bad, it means that it will impact the game progression, the story, and some of the puzzles later on down the line. So we haven't seen Substantial Man for a while, have we? No, but again, I just have a little look through all the dialogue and just to see what old Girlski's going to say to us.
Mostly the guys from... Usually, they're just really... Or are in...
I feel bad.
You don't have to. I usually sell them comics that are all...
Can we...
No. If you're gonna...
We don't...
If you don't have any money...
How does the trading club work?
It's pretty easy. If you have a comic, a book, or a video game card, of course your stuff has to be in good shape. Keep in mind that this service is only... Or if you...
So we can use it, right? We come here a lot.
Of course. If you have your emerald...
I knew there was going to be a catch after...
Who are your partners?
Mark Werland, Toy Camp, Pony...
What comic would you recommend to us?
Rocco vs. Alien. It has a...
Are you sure? It sounds terrible.
Oh no, it's really well written. The tension builds more and more each round. My favorite part is...
There are...
Yes!
Now, again, I'm not sure if this exactly happened in the 1980s, but these days, of course, when you used to go to Game Station, when it was a thing, less sad noises, and you used to be able to trade in a game, and you go, oh, this is a pretty cool game, everything's clean, it's still fairly brand new, and Game Station and Game would go, yes, you did just buy this for £40, $40 a cup just a week ago. Right, we'll give you 12 quid for it. This is basically what it is. So we give her the cartridge. She tells us then that we can have a look inside the box, and we're gonna get Scouts, the Boy Scouts knowledge of tying knots or something similar around the line. That's what it used to feel like when we used to trade in games in Game Station and Game. Okay, they pretty much might as well have not given us any money and just given us some, Toy Scout, some Boy Scout tying knot books. Pretty much the same sort of flex right there. So that's what we can do now. Have a look at the box here on the right-hand side. Grab it and prepare to be disappointed. So thank you for everyone, Game Station and Game, for disappointing me or for all those years.
Hard to buy stuff without money. I can't talk.
Ah, the Hulk there looking more like Hermes from Futurama, which was hilarious. But of course, this was the 80s, so it was a bit different. If you're younger and you only know the sort of modernized, the sort of modernized versions of superheroes these days, which thanks to Marvel you probably do. Yes, they used to look a lot different. Just Google it, you'll see them. But anyway, so this, I am going to sort of shut it off here now. Things do get a lot more interested. And as I said, a little later on down the line, I will release my full 100% achievement guide with, of course, full walkthroughs and everything. But this was today just to show you a sort of hour's gameplay of what to expect and how much has actually gone into the game, and just how much there actually is in what you could probably consider, or what it looks like, is a small game, but it is absolutely nothing. There's so much going on. It is absolutely fantastic. So, again, thank you so much for ESDigital for sponsoring me for today's video. Big shout out to the guys and gals there at Stride PR as well, and for Epic Llama for producing the game. And, of course, for giving me the code in which to show you some gameplay here today. Again, last time then, Unusual Findings is out right now, and you can get it on PC, PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4, Xbox Series X and S, Xbox One, and the Nintendo Switch. Can't remember if I said the PlayStation 4, but you can grab them on all them. You can get them right now. Have a look in, if you want to have a look, more at the game, have a look in the video description, and it'll basically give you a little bit more information if you still need a little bit more information, and it'll tell you where you can buy the game as well. And you will also be able to download the press kit if you want to have a look at a lot of various things, logos and the developers, etc, etc. So there we go then, guys and gals. So thank you so much for watching. Please let me know below if you did enjoy the look of the game, if you are going to purchase the game. That would be absolutely fantastic. It's always worth doing because pretty soon I will have my 100% achievement guide out as well. So thank you so much to everyone involved. I shall see you in the next guide, guys and gals. Big love.